Hey guys, I just wanted to show you what I installed in my 2011 Lexus GX 460. I installed the new Tesla stereo. I did do a lot of extras for this truck just to make it more of a work truck for me and for it to have all the features I need while I'm traveling. And I wanted to show you guys the last feature I installed. As you see, it's a 15-inch, it's Android 9.1. And it's a 2011, so I don't have 3D cameras or anything. All I have is a reverse camera. I'll start it up. As you saw, the unit turned on pretty fast. And once it's turned on, you come to a home screen. The home screen basically shows you the elevation of your car and the way the car is positioned with a little compass. You have your AC controls on the bottom, and on top you have options that you can go through. So to go into the AC, you just basically tap it. AC controls, you can't swipe. You have to click, and you have to click and let off. So let's say if you're doing the temperature, so right now for some reason it's doing that one, but let's take off dual. And if you see, if I try to hold it long, it's not going to do anything. So I have to click it, which is a pretty pain in the ass. So that's the one thing that I really dislike about this. And you know, it's one thing that happens when you go from having buttons to going to touch screen. But hopefully they can fix that in the future. I think it's just a programming feature, so hopefully that will change, because at the same time, the volume button, once it pops up, you can change that with your finger and swipe it. So volume wise, it's very convenient, because also you have your volume from your steering wheel, and it does work with all the buttons on your steering wheel straight out of the box. When you plug it in, you don't even have to teach it. It knows straight away the buttons, which is very nice. Features, so you do have a built-in Apple AirPlay, which works off of Wi-Fi. So that means that if you have a hotspot in your car, which I also have a hotspot, it's kind of annoying because you can't get your phone to work off the hotspot and also connect to your device in the car. So it has to work off of your cellular. Your phone has to work off of your cellular. So you can go into car audio, which basically brings you to your phone. And this is my phone that's right now connected. So the touchscreen is pretty good. It's not Apple amazing, but at the same time, it's truly not that bad. The GPS is this one. I'm not going to go into my GPS. I'm going to go into the navigation of the car. It has iGo in it, which is very nice. iGo, if people don't know, it is a full installed, it has all your maps basically on the device. So unlike if you're going into Google Maps where you need cellular to constantly get the data for where you're going, the nice thing is that really you have all the maps already inside. And true, it doesn't update like Google Maps, but for emergencies or anything, it's extremely convenient that you have onboard GPS just like you would have had originally in your Lexus GX. Another nice thing is when you put the car in reverse, you have those guided lines. The guided lines, aren't something very special. A lot of cheap reverse cameras have it, even though the Lexus didn't have it before. But the nice thing is, because our car does know where the steering wheel is turning, so once I turn my steering wheel, it will position the guiding lines to go with your turning radius, which is very nice. That's a really nice feature, just like a newer vehicle. You do have car settings and all different kinds of things. I haven't really got very deep into it, so I don't want to show something or go over something that I don't 100% know about. So I'd rather leave that up to maybe other people to talk about or go through forums and check about it. Again, this is a 9.1 version of Android. The unit itself, if you look at it, you'll see it's a little shinier than the rest of the silver that we have in our car from the manufacturer. It's more of a glossy kind of finish, which if you are kind of OCD, it might piss you off. So I might truly think about it and see if that's something that you really want. It doesn't come with your vents, it doesn't come with the hazard light button or the assembly that's behind it. You have to transfer that from your old system into the new system. The installation of this is not a plug and play, 100%. If you are thinking that this is a plug and play and that's all you want to do, please do not buy this unit. It's not for you. If you're not comfortable, this will have to be installed by a specialist, and the biggest issue is there really isn't a very good manual for this, or a manual at all. This comes only with pictures, so the installation is really up to the consumer to figure out. The nice thing about it is Android systems, there's usually two things that are not very good about Android systems, and that's the radio, which yes, the radio even in this system isn't very good. It never is in any Android system I've ever installed. It does get, radio stations, but it's always a little more staticky, not as strong. The second thing is that usually Android stereos have a problem with their amplifiers, which means that when you try to listen to music really loud, you usually have very bad distortion within the car. So the nice thing about this unit is that it works off of your original stereo that you had in your car. So it basically works as if your old stereo is the amplifier for this unit. So this unit doesn't have any exits to speakers. It just basically hooks up to your original unit that is installed basically behind this. Just you're removing the faceplate and you don't lose quality of your speakers in the car, which is really nice. The installation, again, very hard. Installation wise, I ordered my unit and it came here within about a week and a half from China. It was very fast. I was very surprised. Always try to ask, if there's any discounts or anything. There's always something. I bought mine on AliExpress. It came out to be a lot cheaper than buying it on eBay. And I tried looking through forums, but everything kind of had the older version of Android. And if you guys know Android, it's always nice to get the newest version, because the systems kind of become obsolete once they have a very old system of Android on them. So I always try to get the newest system if possible, at least from what I know. They're very hard to upgrade. So the unit itself, it came, as I said, it didn't come with any instructions. I was emailed pictures of how to install. The pictures don't really tell the story of how to install my unit, because the pictures that I received were for 2013-14, I'm guessing, which had a different kind of stereo on the bottom. Mine had the stereo that you have a faceplate that goes up and down, and apparently all the wiring changes within the years, even though the stereo looks exactly the same. So what you'll see when you get it, you'll see a wiring loom, and my wiring loom specifically had apparently all generations of wiring. So what that means is that you can hook it up from my age of vehicle all the way up to, I'm guessing, 2020 age of vehicle. The wiring itself doesn't really have any labeling, so you don't really know what you're doing, and it's really kind of figuring out what plugs to plug in and what plugs not to plug in. The biggest thing about this unit is when you install it, you will have a airbag light come on your dash. And there's an easy way to fix this, and the manufacturer did, for my unit, try to install a resistor that should fix this problem. My problem is that the resistor that they installed it on a loom, on one of the pieces on my loom, that would connect to a newer unit. So I'm guessing that if I had a newer unit, that resistor would have worked for me. But because I didn't use that connector, and I used different connectors on my same loom, the resistor was only connected to that part. And I was waiting and going back and forth with the manufacturer in China, and I found out that I have to move that resistor. I didn't really find it out from China. I was worried. I didn't want to touch it at the beginning because I was worried that maybe that resistor is a second resistor, and maybe the unit needs another resistor. The reasoning for the resistor: our original unit has a light for the airbag on the bottom for the passenger airbag, and once we eliminated the old stereo and put in this nice touch screen, there is no light. So basically what the car is searching for, it's searching for a little light bulb that thinks it's burned out. So it's throwing a code that basically your airbags aren't working. Again, I'm pretty confident that the airbags work. I'll put in the description what exactly the code was. Once I was able to figure out and understand that that is the resistor that's supposed to be there and it was just wired incorrectly, then I completely cut it out of where it was in the loom and I moved it to a different connector, which when I installed the stereo, again, you don't get any instructions, so one cable did fit straight into one of the connectors in the car, and once I connected it, I had literally a discotheque on my dash. All the lights were jumping around, turning on and off, and for my luck, I did contact China, and immediately I sent them all the pictures of what I connected, and immediately they told me, okay, disconnect that blue connector that comes from the car, because that's what's triggering everything. So I was very happy that they got to me at a very fast pace, and I didn't have to drive like that or worry. So I disconnected it, and literally that went away, but I still had my airbag light, and then I kind of waited, went back and forth, and I decided to just do it myself. I took the loom apart, I rewired it, I soldered it, I taped it up, and I put the unit back in, and everything's working. I do not have any lights on my dash, which is very nice. I'm very happy about that. And I am very happy about the stereo. Again, as I said, I wish and I'm hoping they'll have an upgrade for the AC to make it a little more user-friendly. But in general, I think it looks amazing. Fits in with the car perfectly. Truly a great upgrade. A little expensive, but if you drive as much in the car as I drive, I think it's worth it, and hopefully it lasts for a long time. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Have a great day.